Why am I here? That is the question that keeps me up more often than not. For most of my life, I've really wrestled with that question. Before I was a Christian, it was really trying to figure out what was important, what was worth pursuing, what had value. What was it that I wanted my life to be about? And was there a higher purpose that I could devote myself to that would be worthwhile and fulfilling to me? And I quickly discovered that, all the things that I thought would be fulfilling ultimately were not. Things like popularity, relationships, possessions. And so that's when I really started to explore God and stumbled on Christianity, and it was just mind-boggling to me to think about how cool it was that the God of the universe wants a relationship with me and that he created me to be a part of a larger purpose. Once I really found that to be true and internalized that, it was all over. I was in it thick as thieves. And initially, that kind of answered my question, why am I here? But then over time, I realized that it really hadn't answered it entirely. I knew why I was here with everyone else, why people are here, why human beings are here, but I still really wrestled with, why am I here? And, why am I the way that I am? Why am I outgoing? Why am I good at math? Why do I get along with people? Why do I, whatever. And really just trying to figure out, what did God have in mind when he made me? So I really wrestle on a daily basis with, are the things that I'm doing today, do they match up? Do they line up with the things that are ultimately the most important to me? Which is, am I truly living out on a daily basis the thing that I was created to do? Because I recognize that I'm the only Travis Albritton that's ever existed. And there's a reason for that. And that's because when God was creating me, he had something in mind. He was dreaming up different ways that he could use me to help people, to impact people, to grow, just to have a relationship with him. And I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my life. I want to make sure that I'm having the impact that, he wanted me to have. Yeah. It just bothers me. It bothers me when I don't know. And it got to a point where I was just fed up with the lack of clarity. I felt like my life was ambiguous, that I was doing lots of things. I was serving in a couple of capacities, working, making a good living as an engineer using my degree. But I would wake up in the morning and just feel empty in a sense. That I had the contentment of having a relationship with God, but the things I was doing during the day did not instill that sense of joy, that sense of fulfillment, that life to the full that Jesus talks about is in store for us as his followers. And so I made it my goal to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? And what I discovered really shifted my perspective on what's important. That even coming out of college, I went into the full-time ministry. I didn't even start my engineering career right away because, helping people and investing in people brings me great joy and fulfillment. But then I got into the engineering field, started my career, and it's not like it's bad, but it's not what I want to do. Do I want to spend half of the next 30 years of my life working behind a desk, or do I want to spend half the next 30 years of my life doing something else? And so that was the decision point for me, was, making this decision in view of the fact that it's all stuff and that, I don't need X amount of money every year to live comfortably or in luxury, you know, that I can get by with much less, and that would be totally worth it if in exchange for that I was doing something that I thoroughly enjoyed, found deep fulfillment in, and woke up every single day knowing that what I was going to do that day was true to who God made me to be and what inspires me. So really approaching it from this mindset of, you know, not how can I find incremental improvement in my life as it's currently set up, but if I'm going to start from scratch, what is really important to me? What do I want to spend my time doing? And how can I figure out a way to support my family doing that? So, you know, what I really found to be fulfilling for me is that I love helping people reach their full potential. That gives me more fulfillment than anything else. So how can I do that? And how can I do that in a way that's consistent with my spiritual gift, the thing that God gave me to build up His church, to build up His kingdom? And I wasn't doing that. To be honest, I wasn't using my gift. Half of the battle was knowing what it was. I mean, at the time I didn't even know what all the spiritual gifts were. Like, what are my options? What are the things that I have to choose from? And then when I figured out that my spiritual gift is teaching, how can I channel my desire to help people reach their full potential with my talent and gift in teaching? So that's where this whole ministry comes from, this whole pursuit of how can I be in the ministry? How can I be self-supported in the ministry? How can I really live a life that reflects the things that are truly important to me? When I sit down and think about it, you know, that I can sit down and say, money's not important, but then if I make decisions based on how much money I'm making, then money is important. So really just doing a serious audit of my life, and I've gotten to the point now where I feel really resolved. I want to wake up every single day knowing that I am doing exactly what I was made to do, and that I am fulfilling my potential on this earth, so that when I get to heaven, I will have left nothing on the table. I would have left it all on the field, put in everything that I had, done everything that I could do to leave an impact, to help people, to love people, and to walk with God every single step of the way. That's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. So I imagine my life very soon will look much different than it does now, but I'm really excited to see what happens.